So being in Northwest Oklahoma, pretty much everyone, I would say, is pretty familiar with farming. Maybe not farmers themselves, maybe not spent a ton of time on a farm, but probably been around it at some point in their life. You all out there that are farmers will really understand what I'm sharing with you, and it's called Think Like a Farmer. And I ran across it the other day. I've seen it before, but in tough economic and market times when we want to give up, when we want to throw in the towel, I thought it was very timely to bring it up again. And so in other words, Think Like a Farmer basically has several concepts as they relate to farming, but I think they relate to many things, including investing. Number one on Think Like a Farmer is don't shout at the crops. Same in investing. It's not going to do any good to get mad, kick and scream, and shout at your investments. Now, you can shout at me as your advisor. Just please don't catch me at a bad time when I'm vulnerable and I'm going to cry. The second is don't blame the crops for not growing fast enough. And how true is this in investing? We make a good investment. We invest in a company that's been around forever, that's gone up most of the time, but we come across a hard time in the market or in the economy, and those investments just aren't doing that great right at the moment, and we just want to give up on them. Obviously, that's not a good idea long term, or at least hasn't been in the past, but nonetheless, we feel like throwing in the towel. The third, and one of the ones that I think is the most meaningful, is don't uproot your crops because they're not growing yet. Most farmers, or all farmers that I know anyway, would never go out after they planted their wheat and it's not growing fast enough in 3 weeks or 2 months and go out there and rip it all out of the ground. Number one, it'd be too late to plant any other wheat crop because the wheat planting season's already gone by, or whatever crop season it is. But no farmer would go out and just cultivate up their crop because it wasn't growing fast enough. Same thing's true in investing. If they're good investments and a good strategy, we don't want to just uproot and give up on our crop of investing. Number four, choose the best plants for the soil. Basically, the way that I would relate that is each one of us is unique, has different goals, dreams, and ambitions, different risk profiles. That's where we come in, is to help choose the best investments that are going to be suitable for you, our clients, that you're going to be willing to stick with through thick and thin. 5 is irrigate and fertilize. Obviously, if you're going to get a crop to grow, you need to make sure that you take care of it. We're doing the same thing in our reviews and our planning updates. Is basically regularly checking in with you and going through the portfolio, making sure that we're taking care of business and doing what needs to be done. Remember that there will be good seasons and bad seasons. You can't control the weather with farming. You can only try to be prepared for it. I'm not a farmer. I grew up, my grandpa was a farmer, and I know how frustrating that can be. The weather doesn't ever seem to cooperate correctly for a farmer. And the weather in investing is very unpredictable as well, and sometimes very volatile. And all we can do is what we can control. All that we can do as an advisor, and really all that we can do as an investor, is to make sure that we have a strategy that we can live with through all of that, because most of everything out there, besides buying good quality investments, staying disciplined, regularly reviewing and making adjustments, that's basically all that we can do. We can't predict the weather. We can't control the weather. We can control our attitude. We can control our investment strategy and being aware.